Force. All of the Force you ever need right here on our show.
Hey, ladies and gents. Welcome to another episode of Film Seizure. I'm Jason Oliver.
I am Geoff Arbuckle.
And today, this week, we have for you week two.
Week two
of
Force.
February. Oof, 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 oof. We're doing like fist punching in the air. Oof, 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 oof. Practicing kung fu kicks.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, God, that hurt.
Yeah.
I can't do this.
No.
I can't do this.
Did you hurt yourself?
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of a groinage problem now. It's cool.
Yeah, we're getting to be old men.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we still like Force movies, and we love ourselves on Force February.
Force February.
So,
anyway, okay, so what do we got this week?
So yeah, last week we did Force of One with Chuck Norris.
And you were really hot for that poster.
I was really hot for that poster. This week we have Avenging Force.
Yeah.
Which has a strange connection.
It sure does.
To Chuck Norris.
It does, actually. So you want me to start there?
Yeah, drop some knowledge.
All right, so Avenging Force, 1986, same year as this little movie called The Delta Force.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to watch that movie.
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be the other piece of bread in the Force sandwich. Anyway, so that was going on in the year 1986. Well, previously, Canon, which made this movie, which made The Delta Force, which I'm surprised didn't make a Force of One. But
right.
They had made a movie called Invasion USA.
Yes.
With character Matt Hunter, played by Chuck Norris.
Right.
And Chuck Norris ultimately would go off to do the Delta Force.
Yes.
And Firewalker in 86.
Uh-huh.
So then,
that's a pretty big year for Chuck Norris.
Pretty big year.
Yeah.
Pretty big year.
Yep.
Pretty big.
What he did not do
is Avenging Force.
Right.
Because Avenging Force's main hero is Matt Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Hunter this was written and conceived as a sequel. Or at least a continuing story.
Yep. To Invasion USA. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was like Canon was trying to make Matt Hunter like their James Bond.
Yeah.
And like have just various stories with that character. However, I would offer that this is actually probably not the case, that this was actually meant to be a sequel.
Yeah, I think so.
Because in Invasion USA, if I'm not mistaken, a bunch of people like Richard Lynch is British or Irish maybe, but he is leading an invasion force. I wonder if we're going to watch that movie too. Into America. And basically they were going to like destabilize America from within, like by just pure force. Gosh, I wonder how many times we're going to say the word force this month. Anyway, so of course Matt Hunter single-handedly beats them back.
Right.
And probably, he does blow up Richard Lynch with a fucking bazooka. Pure Cannon style.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, so what's this movie about?
Why were there no bazookas in Avenging Force?
I know, right?
That's bullshit.
I know.
They get the bazookas in Delta Force. Yeah.
Well, they also have video phones in Delta Force.
Yes, they do.
Like it's Mega Force, but Delta Force.
Yes.
Anyway, so in this movie, now we have a crazy guy who is basically creating like this far right wing mercenary group, not mercenary group, but like secret society.
Yeah, it's secret society
to basically close the borders. In so many, long story short, we ain't letting nobody in anymore, which makes kind of sense if you think about it, because what we really need in this country is to close these borders. If you look at it side by side with Invasion USA,
right? So
it makes sense.
So it's like a far right wing reaction to the events of Invasion Force,
right? Exactly.
Right. But now the threat is internal.
Yes,
it's from within. which is kind of genius.
It's kind of intelligent.
Yeah, it's smart.
Wow, Cannon.
Yeah.
Which also brings up other things, which we will try our best to tiptoe around.
Yeah.
How smart this movie actually ultimately becomes.
Prescient.
Yeah. Clairvoyant.
Yes. Yes. But yeah. So the secret society in Avenging Force is run by what's his name? He's got a goofy name.
Oh yeah, it's like
Professor Elliot Glastonbury. Like seriously,
it sounds like a cereal.
It's so British. It's like I thought we were closing the borders. You know, it's very Anglo-Saxon.
This is like the Dollar General store version of Captain Crunch.
Yeah, Professor Elliot Glastonbury. But he is the leader of this secret society. There's sort of like lots of different shadow organizations all in one. The main organization that is the shadow organization is Pentangle.
Yes, so Pentangle. Okay, yes, so Pentangle is kind of like the Illuminati.
Yeah.
There's 5 points.
Right.
5 angles that they're working. I don't know.
You only see 4 of them.
With a pretty heavy lean on who the fifth one is.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is yeah. So,
Yeah. Right.
Why would we get a third movie in the
Right.
Matt Hunter trilogy?
But really, the Pentangle is kind of. Well, what are they? Are they really like? Are they working the angles to get this political subgroup called the American Survival Association?
Yeah.
Like further along, like ASA?
I kind of feel like ASA is sort of like the NRA, right?
Yeah,
Like
but they're putting up.
They're the more public.
Yeah, but they're not like the
front.
NRA where they are lobbying. They are putting, like, they have that one guy is like the Senate candidate next to Matt Hunter's buddy.
Yeah.
So like they're like the Tea Party.
But they're also like
much worse than the Tea Party.
They're also
probably.
just like a weird recreational club too.
Yeah,
they like to fight and they hunt.
Well, isn't that what the Tea Party is?
Yeah,
I mean, like they just sit around and drink tea and have parties, right?
Their political agenda is mostly just white supremacy.
Yeah, so they are. Yeah, like, but that's kind of like that's not what they push publicly, though.
Right.
Except for when they do.
They're yeah, man. I don't know. They're kind of hard to put your finger on what the fuck they believe. Definitely,
which makes them even more dangerous.
They definitely believe in Whitey, and they definitely believe in some sort of natural selection, survival of the fittest thing. Like
yes,
so they believe in only the strong will survive, and the strong
happen to be
white dudes.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I buy that.
Right.
Because we're a couple of white dudes, and I don't feel like we're surviving shit.
But then they also thin out their own herd.
They do.
Yeah. So they're complicated.
Yeah.
But not really.
But it's like if Spectre was just a bunch of clowns.
I feel like if it's like your clubhouse when you're 10, just evolved with some really insidious views on race, they would become Pentangle and ASA.
Yeah, like the 5 guys in the clubhouse that became the rich guys.
Yeah,
became Pentangle. The rest of the schlubs in the neighborhood became ASA.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true, as we see later in the movie, because they go to that fucking shanty town. Not a shanty town, but that inbred town.
Absolutely. Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're getting ahead of ourselves now. This movie is
kind of awesome. Like, I don't think we expected this movie to come with like some of the stuff it came with.
Yeah, it's
because there's some bleak stuff in this movie too.
It's sort of viscous, right? It's like substance, but it's slippery.
and you just gotta let yourself go and enjoy the ride. You know, it's like you just gotta be Clark Griswold on the sled and just enjoy that sled ride down to the Walmart. You know, it's
And it was written by James Booth, who
he plays the admiral, the head of the Secret Service.
It's like a secret. It's
like a
the elite Secret Service.
Okay.
What is that? Like Division 6 or whatever the fuck they called it.
MI6.
Yeah. But it's heavily implied.
Oh, it is Division 6 or something
Division
like that.
6,
Because I'm
that.
like, the first thing I thought was like, you can't be MI6.
Right.
And it's like Division 6. I guess just sounds close enough.
And it's heavily implied that he is the fifth point of Pentangle at the end of the movie.
Boy, we are jumping all around.
But yeah.
It's fine.
But
it's
anyway,
fine. It's fine.
he's the guy who actually wrote this movie, and he's a pretty well-known actor.
Yeah, James
in
Booth.
his day, James Booth.
And he writes a fun little movie here. Sam Furstenberg is the director. Now, he made a couple of the ninja movies. He made a ton of canon movies.
Yes, and he claims that this is his finest film.
And which, I mean, to be honest with you.
His best scripted, his best acted, his best made.
And good stunts by B.J. Davis.
And I'm not going to argue that point one fucking bit.
Yes. We had to watch that scene over and over. Yeah, we'll get to that.
God damn, yes.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
The stunt work is great in this.
The dummy work is even better, but that's just me. I'm not looking at the stunt. I'm looking at the dummy. So anyway, all right. So we have the movie opens with like a most dangerous game type of scenario.
Yes.
There are these guys, one of which is a member of the Secret Service, this elite Secret Service, that is running away from these masked and costumed people. And these costumes are fucking brilliant.
They are hilarious.
Like one's like a Mardi Gras mask. One is like an Eyes Wide Shut, not Eyes Wide Shut.
No, kinda.
Vanilla Sky. Vanilla Sky face.
Okay, yeah, sure.
That guy is from Deep Space Nine, which is awesome.
Yes, he's like one of the main baddies. In
yeah,
Deep Space
Goldie
Nine.
Cut. Yeah. And then you've got
the sort of like guerrilla commando guy. So he's the least imaginative one with the army hat and the camouflage mask.
Yes. Then you've got if you were excited about the naked Chuck Norris poster, me probably the leather daddy.
Oh my god!
That goes around with like a fucking crossbow.
Yeah, he's kind of like a weird cross between the Gimp in Pulp Fiction and Lord Humongous in The Road Warrior.
Both of which are total leather daddies. And he is the cross.
Those two exist in the same like
raves.
Yes. Yeah, they go to the same clubs. But they also have slightly different styles that merge into this character for sure.
And this guy is bald.
And this guy, when he's not in character, kind of looks like the German that Harrison Ford, that Indiana Jones fights underneath the plane
in Raiders of the Lost Ark.
He looks just like him.
He looks just like him. And yeah, because he's bald, he's got a big mustache. He's got like a big Kaiser,
twirly Kaiser mustache. Yep.
So yeah, it's yeah. So it's like, I'm into this. What's going with this guy's story?
Seriously, can we just get the spinoff?
Well, we can't, unfortunately. But I want to know where this guy decided that was his costume.
I know. I think he's getting some stuff out. Like,
I think so. Which is funny because this is a far right organization.
Right, but they really allow themselves to express themselves.
Yeah, it's like, dude, hey man, whatever you're into, as long as it's not in front of my face, you can do it, man.
And they all have their own weapons of choice too.
Yep. Oh, it's great. It's great. The guy from Deep Space Nine's got like a samurai sword, and it's like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So anyway,
he's almost like a kabuki.
Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. He is. He definitely is. There's something there, and it's. That blank white face is kind of spooky.
It's pretty unsettling.
Yeah, it is unsettling. And then for him to come at you with a samurai sword is even scarier. Much scarier than the leather daddy. The leather daddy just wants the spoon.
Oh, man. He does. He wants to cuddle.
Yeah.
Damn it.
He wants that little cookie duster of his to like tickle your neck.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. That's creeping me out.
Anyway, so then it goes to outside of New Orleans, like an hour or two outside of New Orleans, on this ranch that Matt Hunter lives with his grandpa and his oddly super young sister.
Yeah.
Like Matt Hunter. Okay, imagine if this was still like the Norris. Imagine if this was still Chuck. You know, he's way older than that little girl. Now, anyway.
Yeah, she's preteen. She's 10 to 12 years old, something like that.
Easy. Like 12, at tops 12.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And so
and she's actually Michael Dudikoff's sister in real life.
No, really?
Didn't we say that?
No.
I thought we said that. No.
I
was watching that movie the whole time because you said thinking that she was his actual sister.
No.
Like
I was
in real
just
life.
confused by the fact that it's like, well, wait, what is she like his niece?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought you said, "Oh my God, this is actually Michael Dudikoff's sister." So
no, I meant that in the context of the movie.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God, I watched the entire movie thinking that she was actually a Dudikoff.
No,
because I even made the comment that
like her name's
that maybe
like,
they had like different fathers or mothers.
No,
or
that's
something.
what I was thinking in the movie.
Oh, I was thinking about that in real life.
No, oh my God. You need to step out of the fantasy world that you're living in while watching these Force movies.
I think I'm still in like that like Lovecraftian mist, and I've walked out of it.
Yeah.
All right, Jesus.
So
okay.
no, she is because her name's like Allison Goretti or something.
All right,
Goretti.
never mind then. Jesus.
Yeah. No. Anyway,
Whoa.
So anyway, they're going to go to New Orleans and see their buddy, Larry. Now Larry is a big black dude. He is a huge dude.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's a big dude. Like, I feel like he was a fighter of some kind before being an actor.
Steve James, so he was been in lots of action movies. He was in the Delta Force.
Of course.
We'll see him again.
We might see him.
He was in the
again.
American Ninja. We might. He was in the American Ninja movies. He was Kung Fu Joe, and I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's that. Okay. All right. Fair enough. I know who he is. Yeah.
He's a guy you probably recognize.
I absolutely recognize him from the outset.
He's also like just one of those guys that you see him and you're like, I've seen him and stuff.
He's always the main action buddy or the main action guy's buddy.
He was one of the baseball gang members in the Warriors as a really early role of his. But yeah.
So
he's around.
He apparently is running for Senate. Now, this made me crack up. This poor guy has no money in his campaign bank account because he's just got this little black and white printed off from a computer. It's probably like dot matrix.
Yeah, it is.
Of him that says, Larry for U.S. Senate. And it's just like on a little stick, like on a little popsicle stick in his yard. I love it. There's so many little things in this movie that I fucking love.
And nobody else on the street has a sign.
No,
You'd
poor
think
guy.
that it's like neighbors would support him.
Right, because apparently he is a local politician. Like he has some sort of, we think.
City Hall is all we hear.
Well, we think. That's not what we hear. It's what we see spray painted on his house later.
That's true.
By
Get out
Asa.
of City Hall, N-word. Yeah.
Or no N-words in City Hall. Yeah, or something like that. And it's like, City Hall, isn't he running for right? It's like, well, these guys are backwoods.
Which to me also indicates that maybe the production design team and the script are not on the same page.
Well, I just say that is just your usual American voter. Doesn't know what the guy's running for.
Sure.
He's just the guy we
They
don't
think
want.
City Hall, that's where all the decisions are made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
So
Especially when we see who these people are later. In the swamp people shantytown.
We're getting to the swamp
We're all
people.
working up to that.
There's much more we're working up to. So anyway, they're going to go to a Mardi Gras parade. And so Matt Hunter is immediately... Oh, I think they also served together in the Secret Service at one point, too.
Yeah. There's some dialogue there somewhere that we missed, but it doesn't matter.
Because I'm probably flipping out over his little itty bitty tiny Senate sign.
Probably.
Yeah. So anyway, they go to this Mardi Gras Mardi Gras parade. These canon films have busted my brain.
According to Wikipedia, Matt Hunter is retired Secret Service, and his buddy Larry Richards is an old military comrade.
Fair enough. Because we were talking about
local politician who is now running for U.S. Senate.
Okay, so we were already talking about how, because at some point during it, it's like, yeah, you can't just get into the Secret Service off the street. You got to be in the military.
Yeah.
So, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that makes, I think I remember that line now or something, because I think you brought that up saying, well, yeah, they can't, you just can't just be a Secret Service agent.
Special serve. He was, this, probably some sort of like special forces or whatever.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, and Larry is big enough to be in pick a force that you want to be. You want to be on the Delta Force? You can be on the Delta Force. You want to be on Mega Force? You missed out.
Bold choice, but
yeah, we'll get you suited up with a real tight leotard here. Yeah, anyway, what color bandana do you want?
Just be sure to act brash with a dash of femininity.
Yeah. So anyway, they go to this, and Matt Hunter is like concerned about. There doesn't seem to be much protection around. Now, Larry has turned down Secret Service protection for why? Because movie has to happen.
Right.
So
he's sort of got this whole thing in his head of, I'm a black man in the South. I'm running for office. This is my first election. I've always faced these types of threats. Most of it is all bullshit.
I can beat him down.
I don't want to give it any power by recognizing it. He's sort of, is sort of in a lot of ways desensitized to it.
Fair enough.
Maybe not desensitized, but he doesn't give it the weight that it probably deserves in this case.
Yes, because even the admiral of the Secret Service says, we thought he was crazy turning this
right.
Thing. Anyway, so Matt Hunter is like concerned about the security at this parade. Sees a couple of black ladies pull up with like little carriages, like old school carriages,
old buggies,
like
baby buggies,
and it's like, you know what? I've seen Live and Let Die.
Right? They're hiding guns.
They're doing something
that's nefarious.
Yeah, it is not normal.
Right.
Which is also not normal, as we find out later.
It's really not.
Two white dudes come up and start pulling Uzis out of them. Of course, Uzis.
They take their babies, because they're actual babies in there.
Yeah.
They pick up their babies and they walk away, and the two white dudes take their Uzis out. Yeah.
Yeah, because Canon had like a whole fucking garage full of Uzis.
But it's like...
And so like every one of their movies had Uzis like just littered.
Of course it's Uzis.
Yeah.
But I mean, the only way it would be more 80s is if they were bazookas, right?
Yeah, but right at that time, I bet Charlie Bronson was borrowing the bazooka for assassination.
Probably.
Yeah, for blowing up the guy at the end of Death Wish 4.
Yeah, they only had a couple bazookas to share on the production of canon films. Yeah.
Charles Bronson blew up two main bad guys in two different Death Wishes. Consecutive Death Wishes with fucking bazookas. They didn't have any bazookas handy. Charlie Bronson's going through them like they're disposable.
And they were using them on the Delta Force.
Of course.
They got them on the Delta Force. They got rocket launchers. Yeah. So, but there's two things that are inexplicable about this.
Yes.
One thing we don't know is inexplicable until later, and it's the fact that this terrorist organization are white supremacists. So why are two black women
working with them? That's not likely.
That is not likely at all. And the other thing is inexplicable is why did they have to hide the Uzis in the baby carriage in the first place? I mean, it's a parade.
Yeah.
Was there security?
There were three guys. There were three guys with little pistols.
They could have just as easily walked up to where they were standing with the Uzis in their jackets.
Yeah.
They didn't need this whole elaborate baby carriage
I'm
plot.
pretty sure in Invasion USA, Chuck Norris had Uzi holsters.
Yeah, he did. Yes. I think it's on the poster. Yeah.
And assuming that
holsters.
assuming that this is that Mardi Gras is happening in February, you need a jacket.
Yeah. Nobody's going to think anything weird about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway.
Anyway, so they shoot one of Larry's kids.
Yeah.
So one kid shot.
firefight. One kid. His oldest child. His two sons. The oldest son gets shot.
Yeah, and so
he seems to be dead.
Seemingly, but they get him revived.
They revive him.
But this is not. They revive him though after Matt Hunter and Larry karate kick the fuck out of the bad guys.
Yes.
And there's one bad
third guy, or squirrely guy.
Oh my God, he is. I would only wish that he had done a Peter Lorre voice.
This guy fucks up several times in this movie,
and he pays for it.
Yeah, when you talked about them thinning their own herd, it's him.
It's him that they thin.
Yeah.
No, he's weak. He's not fit for this new world of assets.
He's not strong.
Yeah,
white or not.
Yeah, he is. He's balding. He's but not bald like Leather Daddy bald, where that was a conscious decision.
Oh, for sure.
No, he's balding. He's a screw up. He's not going to work out in.
He looks like an
white
accountant.
world. Yeah, he looks like the guy who should be crunching numbers.
Yeah,
for
I don't know why
assets.
they have him in the field in the first place.
Yeah, you can't fight.
This is just a misuse of assets.
Yeah, of assets.
Yeah, he really should be doing the taxes.
Yeah, there's a real misuse of assets.
He should be managing their shelter, their shell game hiding of assets and funds.
Absolutely.
And wire transfers.
Absolutely.
And Cayman Islands. And,
he should be the guy who knows all the account numbers.
Right.
Not the guy out there with guns.
No.
And then ordering guys around with bigger guns.
It's dumb.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Why is he?
Anyway, the kid is not dead.
No.
But the wife is relatively inconsolable. Understandable.
Yeah.
And Larry and Matt are like, we're going to fuck these dudes up. Especially since they spray painted all over my house.
Yeah. So they go to the hospital and then they go home and his house is all graffitied with racial slurs and things, and then that's when they're like, okay, that's it. We're gonna take these mothers down.
Yeah, we're gonna. And when they were at the hospital, they get a phone call saying, we want you to be on our TV show to talk about what happened.
Right.
And Matt's like, fuck this.
It's
no.
a fucking trap.
It's a fucking trap. And Larry's like, yeah, I'll be there. What time? Where? Yeah, meet us in this fucking abandoned
It's like a shipyard or something.
Meet us at the shipyards.
On the docks.
On the docks. Never mind that it's really abandoned and that there are plenty of places for guys with Uzis to hide. Come here. And he tells Matt, it's like, you and I are going to take these fuckers down. And I'm thinking, okay, I agree. Let's take these fuckers down. But let's get some backup.
Yeah.
There's a whole fucking
Secret Service
yeah.
that is at their disposal.
Right. Literally, because they end up getting Secret Service to protect them after the attack.
Right.
And they seem to be taking orders from Matt Hunter.
But there does
directly.
But all right, we're getting ahead, but yeah.
Yeah.
But so they have the showdown in the shipyard. And it's a spectacular car chase.
Oh, there's a beautiful car chase that
with like suspension bridges and all sorts of stuff.
A little bit of a launch. There's it's a very good car chase that leads into a pretty good cat and mouse.
Right.
At the shipyard.
And they basically kill all the bad guys, except for the squirrely guy. He's the guy they leave alive to tell the tale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And guess what? He doesn't survive either.
Well, yeah, but he gets one more chance after that fuck up. Isn't he at the house or not?
No, he's already
right. You're right. He's
because
out.
at that point, they've already lost 11 dudes.
Yeah, they're like, we lost 11 of our best men.
Better make it 12.
And they kill him, yeah. So now... right, Matt Hunter and Larry, they're like
Matt Hunter and Larry.
hopeful Senator Larry, they decide, okay, we need to get serious about some protection. They go back to Matt Hunter's ranch house.
Yep. They're gonna barricade themselves with a whole gaggle of
Secret Service.
Secret Service.
Yeah.
But
Grandpa's there. Matt's younger sister's there.
The younger son,
Larry's wife, and their youngest son.
You can't wait to talk about this scene.
They're all there.
Okay, we'll get there because there's something that opens the whole attack that I love. that I positively love about this. Well, we'll get there. So all of a sudden, Pentangle shows up.
Fucking pentangle. like
Pentangling around.
It's like a television dongle. Like
Yeah.
pentangle.
Hey, I got my Pentangle stuck in my zipper.
It seems it's like a tchotchke.
That's what the leather daddy would say.
It's like a state fair tchotchke. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
get your pentangle.
Yeah.
Pentangle's here.
Yep. It's what you win when you like. That's the thing you win before you win the goldfish.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's like the thing. Oh, here's a pentangle.
Yeah. Oh, great! I wanted that
It's
fish.
a consolation
Yeah.
prize.
Yeah. So so they go and all of a sudden Pentangle shows up. You know, like Grandpa's grifting the Secret Service at the poker table in the kitchen, and so they launch some fire grenades in.
Uh-huh.
And there's a guy who runs in front of the camera out in the yard on fire, and I fucking love it because the guy's like, "Ah!" You know. He's like flailing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 80s.
Stunt.
You light those sons of bitches up.
Absolutely.
So, but the point is they're going to, whoever they smoke out, they get shot by actual machine guns, not Uzis, I think.
Is that a lost art? Is the Burning Man as a stunt? Do they do that anymore?
Ooh, man, I haven't seen it in a long time.
I haven't either.
Well, shit. It's hard to even say if fire is real in movies anymore.
I know.
Yeah.
But you can always tell when it's not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It looks like a fucking cartoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not like a sort of charming cartoon like Lightning in the 80s was
Yeah.
always animated.
Yep.
Like that always had kind of like a, I don't know, like a...
Well, it was an old school horror technique, you know, and it was kind of like, oh, look at that.
It just felt sort of earnest and I don't know, charming is not the word, but it is charming.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CGI fire just always looks a little just off.
Yeah.
Like they're trying to make it look good and it just doesn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
it looks
anyway.
like a fucking video game.
But I just wonder, like stuntmen today and women, are there certain stunts that people don't know how to do anymore?
Well, I think people know how to light
because-
themselves on fire, but are they insured for it anymore?
Well, the insurance and not just that they know how, but are there people who are willing to do it?
you know what? You put enough of that goop on me.
I mean, you got like old stuntman Steve, you know, is like, I used to do it all back in the day. I don't do any shit anymore. You know, nobody lights anybody on fire anymore. I could totally see that being a thing, you know? Yeah.
If you put enough of that goop on me, light me up. Let's do it. I'd rather do that than any kind of water stunt.
Stick it all in your hair.
Oh, yeah. Put it all in there. Light me up. Fucking torch it.
It'd be kind of fun.
It would be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Might be scary the
Scary
first few
as
times,
shit,
but
yeah.
I bet it's pretty fun. I bet it's pretty fun.
It's probably a rush.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be like, can I run around and flail and stuff? It's like, do whatever you want. Oh, I'm in.
Yeah.
I am in.
I just want to make sure that the people with all the fire retardant stuff, the blankets and
The extinguisher.
that I know where they all are. Because you're the direction I'm running in.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like the guy who gets like panicky,
Yeah.
and then runs in the opposite direction, and they have to run after you to like put you out.
Right. Yeah.
Anyway.
That's not even the best part of the scene.
No, it's not.
So the whole house is like just lit up. Boom. There's trouble. It's trouble.
Trouble.
Anybody who comes out gets shot, including Larry. Now, Grandpa's dead. Larry's wife gets out.
Yeah.
The sister gets out.
Yeah.
Larry goes back to get his son, and they shoot him in the back.
Yeah.
Those damn dirty
Damn
asses.
dirty asses.
Yeah.
He gets shot in the back on his way in the house, but he manages to get up the stairs and get his son
And hands him off to
Matt.
and then he falls to his death.
Right. The whole stairwell has burned, and he falls from the second floor to the first floor
Into flame.
into flame.
And so Matt's like, well, I got to go out the roof.
Yes, he does.
What happens on the roof?
Oh my God, Jeff. So he's holding the boy, cradling him in his arms, and he's standing on the second roof. So you've got the primary roof and then the second floor roof. He's standing out on that. Meanwhile, the Pentangle group are down on the ground. And
they do hear, real quick, they do hear Larry's wife crying.
Yeah.
And that perks up one guy's ears like, oh, I hear a black lady. So he goes over to her and just fucking executes her.
Just shoots her like nothing.
And then grabs Matt's sister.
Grabs Matt's sister. And so they call up to him. It's like, we've got your sister. And then he hasn't everywhere to go.
Right.
And
Like basically he's trying to figure out how to get down. But Captain Crunch, whatever his name was, has an idea. He's like, hey, bring him down, but keep him alive. Yeah, that's your job, Leather Daddy. Yeah. So he pulls up the crossbow. Gets Matt with a bolt right through his leg. That would be terrible.
Oh, it goes straight through.
Yeah, it's just sticking out.
It's sticking out both sides.
I know it's sticking out both sides because Matt takes care of that issue.
He does, yeah.
Yikes.
So he gets shot in the leg and he tumbles. So he falls. He falls and he falls forward and he actually, it's an amazing stunt. Like when he falls off the first roof, he falls. And then his back hits the top of the second roof. And he tumbles again, all meanwhile holding the child, but it's a dummy.
Oh my God. It's
a very obvious dummy.
Oh my, because the dummy's arms are like there's no
weight to it.
There's no weight to it. It's just
so they're falling at a different rate.
Yes.
And it's hilarious because but the stunt double for Matt is still holding on to the dummy to make sure he brings him down with him. So Matt does this great tumble and he lands on his back
on the ground
onto the first roof.
Right.
And he brings the dummy down with him and the dummy thumps with him on the second roof right behind him. And then he tumbles again and falls on his back again onto the ground with the dummy as well.
And the dummy lands on its head. But we cut to the kid. He's fine.
Yeah. So we're like, oh my God, that kid is dead. And then they cut to the kid.
Well, the dummy died, but the kid's fine.
Right. Like the way that dummy fell, that kid is dead. But it's movie magic. They go up to the kid and he's alive and he looks fine. He maybe has a broken leg, but you don't see any broken leg. And what do?
They execute him.
It's so
They don't
dark.
just shoot him once.
Shoot him twice.
They shoot him twice.
Now it's off camera. You know, you don't see him get shot, but you see the gun that's fired at him. And it's kind of that's the moment where the movie kind of starts to bum me out a little bit.
Yeah, like to me, I'm sitting here thinking
it's not really too much fun anymore.
Right. I want Matt to extra murder these people.
Right.
So I guess that's what I'm now living on. I want extra murder.
You could taste the blood a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like I want Matt to get extra murdery on these asshats.
Yeah, and we kind of agreed that he sort of does.
He sort of does. I feel like if this was I feel like if this was Chuck Norris, it would have been like all kinds of extra killing. But it really doesn't work out that way. But it's interesting because also we got to realize that he did take an arrow through his leg. And when he is basically on the ground, Captain Crunch comes up to him and says, hey, so we're going to take your sister. She's our collateral. You're being invited to the most dangerous game, essentially. If you tell anybody, well, you can just, you can imagine what we'll do to your sister. So, we're gonna go off and wait for you to show up at the weirdo swamp house.
Yeah. So they
that's but then that's when he pulls the arrow out through his leg, like all the way out.
What's fucked up about this is Pentangle at this point has won.
Yeah. just kill him.
They have accomplished what they wanted to accomplish,
Which is
killing the senator.
Right, because one of the Pentangle is this hotshot young whitey who wants to be in the Senate so that he can maybe get some assa happening.
Some assa happening.
Yeah.
Some assa action.
Some assa action.
Which
all he has to do is just go to the fucking leather daddy.
Yes, that is all he needs to do. But yeah, so they're essentially, their plot has succeeded.
And there's still a half an hour left in this movie.
But they are also into hunting humans. So, and they've had their eye on Matt Hunter for a long time, apparently.
Apparently, yeah.
Apparently, the last 60 minutes at least.
Right.
And so they want him to participate in their most dangerous game. But instead of just like kidnapping him and releasing him into the jungle,
you have to find us.
Yeah.
So
and
they
take his daughter or sister, I'm sorry, to make sure he shows up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre.
Okay. So he shows up on the swamp what kind of house is that? A plantation house. And the house looks abandoned as fuck, but apparently Pentangle hangs out in there. And they let the locals dance and cavort and inbreed.
Yeah, they're having
on the front lawn.
They're having a good old fish boil.
There's a big old hootenanny.
A big old hootenanny.
Whatever that's called in the bayou.
Yep.
These are bayou
down
people.
in the bayou. These are straight up swamp people.
Some of these people may be half crocodile.
Yeah.
For all I know.
They've made it with crocodiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people lost their junk over some crocodile.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, but okay, so that's kind of weird. Like it's like there's this little carnival of freaks.
Yeah, it is weird.
But that's not the weirdest thing that is here.
No, it's not.
This movie is so weird.
This thing is so strange because it doesn't fit with like the right wing ideology.
No.
So there's a brothel here, which that's not what's weird. What's weird is the brothel is run by transsexuals.
Yes.
Which is very weird.
Yes.
I mean, it's not weird that there's transsexuals running a brothel. What's weird is that there's transsexuals running a brothel in a swamp bayou redneck town that's run by far right wing white supremacists.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
These things do not match. There's no Venn diagram in the world
where these things meet.
But they do in this movie.
And it's just like, I feel like they were in another, like they were meant to show up in another canon movie and they showed up at the wrong set. And they're like, well, you're here.
Well,
here's
you're
some
here.
lines.
Yes. Do this thing. We've got this preteen that we need to
dollar up.
Yeah. Which is creepy too.
Yeah. So they're going to sell her. They're going to sell Matt's daughter.
They pretty much flat out say that they're auctioning her virginity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's super creepy. This movie gets really fucking like icky.
Yeah, it does. And so I want extra murder.
Yeah.
You know. But anyway, so one of the things that also happens in this, which is kind of would have been great for like if the Zucker brothers had made this movie, would have been great. Yes, At one point he sees
it's also like the don't look back moment.
Yeah.
You know?
There's yeah. So he sees the back of the head of what he thinks is his sister. So he runs up to her and is like, "Oh, little girl," or whatever her name is. Little girl, I think is her name.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Sure, that's her name.
Yeah, her name's a little girl. Oh, the only other name I can think of is Maddie, but that's not right.
It doesn't matter.
Because it's Matt. It wouldn't be Maddie.
Matt and Maddie. Little sister.
Little sister. Oh, little sister.
Oh, little sister.
It turns it around, and it's not just a different kid. It's like a fucking adult. You know, it's like
Sarah Hunter.
Oh, Sarah, come here. Oh, I see. I found you. And he turns around. It's just an adult. It's a fucking adult.
Yeah.
It would have been great if you turned around and it was like the bearded woman or something. You know, the bearded lady. So anyway, so he sees her. He finds her, and he's like, you know what? I'm taking my sister out of here. You guys can eat my butt. And the brothel's like, say what? And so he takes off because Captain Crunch says, I don't know why I'm sticking with that.
It works.
It works. It's fine.
Glastonbury.
You got Glaston Crunchberries. Blasting your Crunchberries. Professor Blasting your Crunchberries says, we'll give you a 30-minute head start. So he takes off with his sister. That seems to me like a little bit like, hey, sis, I'll be back. I'm going to go extra murder these fucks, and I'll be back. Anybody touches you or buys your virginity, I'm extra murdering them.
Extra murder.
You tell them that they will get extra murdered if you get messed with. I'll be back in about 2-3 hours because I'm Matt fucking Hunter. Anyway, so he takes off, and so now it's the everybody gets their costumes. That's great. Everybody ready,
God,
and they're
so
all putting
great.
on their costumes. Like, yeah, we're ready. It's like, really? It's like you could just show up in the swamp in costume. It's like everybody's got to get hyped up to put on your costume. It's great. It's fun. This movie, man. The more I think about it, I love this movie. It's so bizarre. It's so weird. So anyway, so he dispatches these guys like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. And the sister gets hurt. Possibly shot in the arm?
Yeah, I think so.
So he takes her back to Secret Service headquarters, and it's like, you fix her up or I'll extra murder you. I'm on to your fucking bullshit. And so they fix her up, and he goes off to deal with blasting your Crunchberries.
Yes.
Professor blasting your Crunchberries, and he's like at some fancy dinner. Now he'd been shot in the leg or stabbed in the leg.
Well,
in their fight,
it looked like he was shot in the junk,
knifed in the junk,
or knifed in the junk. Yeah, but he seems to be getting along like no
yeah. It
problem.
must have been some days later.
He's pontificating about more right-wing ideals to some people at the dinner table.
We're not just talking about like small government, tax breaks and stuff like that. No, we're talking like we got to flush out.
Yeah,
we got to flush out anybody who's, not this white.
Right. I mean, there are literal like things he says that he talks about the people coming up from the southern borders who are raping our women. He talks about he talks about building, walls and border patrol. Like it's
bizarre.
It's pretty fucking bizarre.
It's like, did somebody like say, I saw this really cool movie last night. Here's your talking point, sir.
Right?
I mean, who
it's mostly in that first speech he gives at the ASA meeting.
Man,
it's like
it
could straight up be a fucking.
I'm surprised he didn't come down a fucking golden escalator.
Speech. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
It's weird.
It is so weird.
Yeah,
and
it is one of those moments where you're like really, it's really fucking sad that reality actually came true
in a canon
fucking movie.
Yeah,
yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. We're not saying that Donald Trump one night high on fucking antihistamines was watching cable TV, watched
Avenging Force,
and then said, "That's my
Those
angle.
guys got some good ideas.
That's my pentangle."
It's my pentangle.
And then the next day ran for president on that. But we're totally saying that Donald Trump stayed up late one night, raging on antihistamines
and Adderall.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a little too close for comfort is all we're really saying. Anyway, so they have a big fight which is funny because this fight's going on one room over from this fancy dinner. Nobody comes to help. It's in the Great Hall. You got really upset about
God,
that.
Fuck the Great Hall. If I ever go to somebody's house and they say, "Let's have our conversation in the Great Hall," I'm punching that dude in the dick. And if it's a lady, I'll punch her in the boob.
In the boob?
Right in the boob. If it's a guy, dick. Girl, boob. So anyway, So they're fighting in the Great Hall.
And the Great Hall's
and
got,
nobody comes out that's like, sir, our sushi's getting warm.
and the Great Hall's got shit in it like knights in armor. And,
oh my god, it looks like
maces.
It's Bruce Wayne's armory.
And, yeah. So they're
like, there's the king of the Wicker people.
They're just
over
like
there.
pulling fucking swords off the wall and shit.
So he kills the guy, and then he goes back and he's like, you know what? I only killed 4 people. There's a fucking pin
tangle is 5.
And he's like saying it right to Admiral of the
Secret Service.
I almost call him the Admiral of the Social Security.
Saying it right to the writer of this movie.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll be seeing you around, and then walks off to the credits. And it's like, oh my god, I'm ready for Avenging Force 2.
Yes.
Avenging Harder. And yet
harder.
no, it didn't happen. It did not happen.
There was not. No.
There was no sequel.
There was no Avenging Force 2.
No. They should have, if it went with the Rambo.
They made 4 goddamn American Ninjas at least. 5.
I think
American
5.
Ninjas, and they couldn't.
Maybe 6. Fuck,
they couldn't
I don't
make
know.
an Avenging Force 2.
Yeah. Like what? Did Admiral of the Secret Service die? And he couldn't write the sequel, or did he have a really, really bad writer's block?
Yeah. I mean, box office in this made the money back. And I guarantee you in video it made money. This movie was in in the black.
No,
I guarantee it.
I know what ended up happening.
What?
What happened in 1987? You had all that money going to Stallone.
Oh,
you had
Over the Top,
Masters of the Universe, Superman 4.
Yep, that's exactly what happened, and that's when it all fell apart.
That's when it all fell apart.
Yeah.
So they couldn't make that, but they could make a fucking American Ninja. You want to be in those, dude? And Michael Dudikoff's like, yeah, sure, whatever, man.
Yeah,
whatever gets my face on more VHS boxes, and it did. It did. Yeah, and to say. I'm being totally honest here. 1, I really like this movie. 2, I like Michael Dudikoff.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Fine. He's fine
good.
As an action hero.
He's kind of like a just as handsome, but not quite as good an actor as William Peterson.
Yeah,
he's kind of got that look a little bit more of a pretty boy than William Peterson. But William Peterson could do the pretty boy look too.
Yeah.
But kind of like the same emotional weight.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you give me an action movie with a guy who wants to go, murderate some far right wing extremist guys in the bayou. Sure, Dudikoff's fine. Yeah, he'd do the trick. I mean, it's either him or Martin Cove back then, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm cool with that.
Well, Martin Cove had his flirt with the A-list.
Mm-hmm.
He did. I mean, Martin Cove was in Rambo movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. Overall, I felt this was this is not a movie that you have at a party, but it's a good Force movie to sit down and it's like, you know what, I want to see some kookiness.
It's closer to the mark for a Force Fest movie than Force of One, though. Yes,
it is a lot more exciting than Force of One.
Yeah, and this movie has a pretty much a forward momentum.
Yeah.
To it, and there's not a whole lot of plot you need to pay attention to.
Yeah, right. As Joe Bob would say,
it's a lot of show don't tell, which is good.
This is fine.
Yeah.
Joe Bob would say there's not a whole lot of plot to get in the way of the movie.
You're right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Which is fine. That's fine. That's I signed up for Avenging Force because I figured with a name like Avenging Force, I ain't going to be thinking too hard about this.
Yeah.
Force of One made me think a little bit more than I wanted to.
Yeah, the problem with Force of One is that if you're not paying attention to the dialogue, you don't really understand why people are in the scene.
Yeah.
With this movie,
who cares?
Who cares?
Fucking Uzis.
You know who the good guys and the bad guys are at all times.
The guys with the Uzis and the face masks and shooting people are the bad guys.
Right.
Michael Dudikoff struggling at the end to end each one of these motherfuckers. He's the hero. Right. We should root for him. I wonder, was this maybe a prequel to? Like, did they redesign it to be a prequel to Invasion USA? Like, because I feel like Chuck Norris
Oh.
wouldn't have been like, I ain't struggling in no fucking bayou to kill these dudes. I mean, I'm going to karate fucking kick them and their faces are going to fall off.
Well, I don't know. What was his status in Invasion USA? Was he retired?
I don't know. He drove around a big truck and had Uzi holsters.
Because in this movie,
He's retired, yeah.
he's retired.
I think he's
Secret Service.
I think he's retired in it, but Chuck Norris is like twice the age of Michael Dudikoff.
I know. I don't know. Whatever.
I don't know.
It's canon.
It's canon. Yeah, it is. It's canon in the Invasion USA universe. Yeah. Anything more you'd like to say about Invasion Force?
I feel like
what? No, Invasion Force is next week. Avenging
Force. I think we've tapped this vein.
Yep.
Yep. Avenging Force is next week.
No, Avenging Force was this week.
That's what we just watched.
Yeah, Invasion Force, which is Invasion USA plus.
Oh my God, it's so confusing.
I know, man. We really
It's also
didn't
confusing.
think this through very well.
Invasion Force.
Evasion Force.
Who's in that?
Some big greased up dude with a big machine gun.
It's not going to be as good as this one, is it?
I don't know. This feels like it's a USA movie written all over it.
Oh boy,
Like,
I know that week 4 is going to be good.
right, we know that.
I know that. This next one is the jury's out.
We'll see.
All right.
I saw it and it's like, well, this looks bad. But it might be stupid bad, like a fun bad. I hope. Fingers crossed. Like, if we come out of this with A Force of One being at the bottom of this month, I will be shocked, but also very happy.
Well, that's a good chance.
There's a
That's a
we
very
didn't
good
hate
chance.
A Force of One. It's just
But there's a good chance that will happen because
Yeah.
I already know that the last movie we're doing is number 1.
it's going to be tops. Yeah,
I mean,
it's going to be aces.
Yes.
Yeah,
So really, we just have the next one to see.
yeah.
All right.
All right. So, filmseizure.com.
Yes.
What's there?
All right. So if you go to filmseizure.com, everything is there.
Everything.
I mean, everything.
It's too late. I've already seen it.
I've already seen everything. All of our episodes that we release every Wednesday is there. Monster Mondays with Geoff are there. You also have the 00 Saturdays.
Yep.
Which Geoff is churning through all through 2020 is all there. All of our writing is there. All of our reviews, all of our Film Seizure at the movies, all of our specials, everything is there. You can also choose your podcasting service of your choice that we are on to follow us through.
Yeah, and you can also find us on the various, like the social media, the socialmeds, as the kids called it.
Yeah, interact with us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Probably mostly Facebook,
yeah,
but a little bit of Twitter. I don't even know how to log into our Instagram account.
Yeah, no, I've got that. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to use
I don't
because it's
understand.
pictures.
Yeah, it's all pictures.
Yeah, and it's like,
I don't. Yeah.
I mean, they weren't too happy when I took a picture of my dick and put it on there. So,
You can also check out Geoff on Fridays.
Oh yeah,
At B Movie Enema. It's
Yeah.
cool. It's funny.
I just surpassed 200.
Wow.
I know, right?
That's impressive. You should bake yourself a cake.
It's going to be one big shit cake.
Well, I hope it doesn't taste like shit.
Well, number 200 tasted like shit. It was,
Order yourself some more Milos.
yeah. Just give me a big a gigantic 100, a 200 marshmallow, like a big 2, a big 0, a big 0. Yeah, that'd be great. And just go and just eat your way through it. God, that'd be great. I'd love it. Do that. Yeah, those are all the things that
all the things.
Those are all the things.
So check us out, interact, tell us what you think. We always love hearing from our listeners. And yeah, we are halfway through Force February, so join us for the next 2 weeks for more Force-tacular action.
Yep, next week, Invasion Force, starring some greased up guy with a machine gun.
Sounds good.
It sounds good to me. So, all right. So until next time, I am Geoff Arbuckle.
I'm Jason Oliver, and you have been listening to Film Seizure.
There's some force for that ass. Lots of force in your ass. Did I sing that out loud? Good thing nobody's around for that force in your ass. I'll see myself out now.